Have you ever felt that invisible weight lift from your shoulders the moment someone walks out of the room and realize that weight was them? That feeling is not random. It is not coincidence. It is your nervous system telling you something your conscious mind has been too polite, too trained, too afraid to admit. You have been carrying someone else's energy like a backpack full of stones, and you have carried it so long you forgot what it felt like to stand up straight. We are taught from childhood that loyalty is everything, that cutting someone off is harsh, that forgiveness means endless second chances, that love means enduring. But what if the most loyal thing you can do for yourself, for your future, for everyone who actually deserves your energy, is to walk away? Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If you met this person today for the very first time, would you choose to let them into your life? Be honest. Would you invite them in? Would you trust them with your secrets? Would you hand them your time, your attention, your emotional bandwidth? Or would you sense something off and politely excuse yourself? The only difference between then and now is history, shared memories, a sense of obligation, and those are powerful chains, but they are still chains. The first sign you need to cut contact is this: you feel smaller around them than you do alone. Pay attention to your posture, to your voice, to the way your sentences become shorter, more careful, more apologetic. You start prefacing everything with "I'm sorry," or "I don't mean to," or "this might be stupid," but you are editing yourself in real time just to survive their judgment. This is not humility. This is erosion. And erosion, drop by drop, wears down mountains. The second sign: you rehearse conversations with them before they happen. You run through scenarios in your head. You prepare defenses. You imagine their reactions and plan your counter moves. You are not communicating with this person, you are bracing for battle. And every battle leaves scars, even the ones you win. Marcus Aurelius wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. But when someone consistently makes you rehearse for conflict, you are living in a state of perpetual imagined suffering. That is no way to exist. The third sign: you feel drained after every interaction, not tired, not exhausted. Drained, there is a difference. Exhaustion comes from effort. Drainage comes from theft. This person is siphoning your emotional energy, and you are left hollow, wondering why you have nothing left for anyone else. Think about the people who fill you up, the ones who make you feel more alive, more yourself, more capable. Now compare that to how you feel after spending time with this person. The contrast tells you everything. The fourth sign: your achievements are met with envy, not joy. You got a promotion. They said must be nice. You found a new passion. They said we'll see how long that lasts. You shared a dream. They offered 17 reasons why it won't work. This is not honesty. This is envy dressed up as realism. And envy is a poison that slowly kills every beautiful thing you try to grow. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. The fifth sign: you hide parts of yourself around them. You don't share your passions. You don't express your opinions. You don't show your true personality. You have learned that being fully yourself invites criticism, mockery, or dismissal. So you shrink. You hide. You become a smaller version of who you really are. And here is the tragedy. Every time you hide, you reinforce the belief that you are not enough. You are not just protecting yourself from them, you are teaching yourself that parts of you are unacceptable. The sixth sign: you feel guilty for even thinking about cutting contact. Notice that guilt. Ask yourself, who put it there? Was it you? Or was it a lifetime of conditioning from family, from culture, from this very person, telling you that your needs are selfish? Guilt is not always a moral compass. Sometimes it is a red flag. Sometimes it is the residue of someone else's manipulation. And if you feel guilty for protecting your peace, that is a sign you absolutely need to protect your peace. The seventh sign, they demand your time, but never offer theirs. You are always available. You always respond. You always show up. But when you need something, a listening ear, a helping hand, a moment of their attention, they are suddenly busy, suddenly overwhelmed, suddenly unable. This is not a relationship. This is a one-way transaction. And you are the one paying, over and over, with currency you cannot earn back. The eighth sign, you make excuses for their behavior. She's just stressed. He didn't mean it. That's just how they are. You spend more time explaining them to others and to yourself than they spend explaining themselves. When you are doing the emotional labor for someone else's behavior, you are carrying their weight. And the moment you stop carrying it, everything collapses. That collapse is not your failure. It is the truth finally revealing itself. The ninth sign, they create drama wherever they go. Every conversation becomes a conflict. Every disagreement becomes a war. Every minor inconvenience becomes a catastrophe. And you are always the one calming them down, smoothing things over, putting out the fires they keep starting. This is not passion, this is chaos. And chaos is exhausting because it demands constant attention. You cannot grow in chaos. You can only survive it. The 10th sign, you feel relief when they cancel plans. Notice that moment, that small, quiet breath of freedom. That is your truth whispering to you. You are grateful when they are not around. You are at peace when they are absent. That is not how you feel about people you truly want in your life. If their absence brings you more peace than their presence, the relationship has already ended. You just haven't admitted it yet. The 11th sign, your other relationships are suffering. You have less patience for your family. You have less energy for your friends. You are irritable, distant, and exhausted, not because of them, but because this person has drained you so completely that you have nothing left for anyone else. This is the collateral damage of a toxic relationship. And it is the most painful sign of all, because it means you are not just hurting yourself. You are hurting the people who actually love you. The 12th and final sign, you already know the answer. You felt it when you read the first sign. You felt it when you read the 5th. You have been nodding your head, recognizing yourself, recognizing this person, recognizing this situation. That recognition is not random. That is your soul trying to speak. And the only question left is whether you have the courage to listen. The silence after goodbye is better than the noise before it. So what do you do with all of this? You start by admitting it. Not to them, to yourself. Write it down. Say it out loud. Let yourself feel the weight of what you have been carrying. Then you decide, not with anger, not with revenge, with clarity. You decide whether this person is adding to your life or subtracting from it. And if they are subtracting, you give yourself permission to close the door. Not forever, if that feels too absolute. Just for now. Just long enough to remember who you are without them. Just long enough to rebuild the parts of yourself they eroded. And here is what you will find. The world does not end. The sun still rises. You still breathe. The people who truly love you are still there, waiting for the real you to come back. Cutting contact is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of preservation. It is choosing yourself when no one else will. It is saying, my peace matters. My time matters. My soul matters. And that is not selfish. That is sacred. One last question before you go. If you had to choose between keeping this person in your life and keeping your sanity, What would you choose? The answer is already inside you. You just needed permission to hear it. Your peace is worth more than their presence.